Hey everyone, as you may know, the last lineup video we made was on Icebox as I wanted to start with one of Killjoy's worst maps. For similar reasons, the next video I wanted to tackle here was Split. While it may not be a bad map for Killjoy, its high buildings make lineups more difficult overall. So, we'll be going over all the lineups that I use in my gameplay, and some you could possibly find useful in your own gameplay. Quick disclaimer though, this video is just going over where to stand and what to aim at to hit these lineups consistently. I'll leave when to use them up to you. That said, let's get into the video. If you find yourself in A heaven and you're retaking A site, find someone back there, or you think they could be. You line up right here, up on this pillar thing, line yourself up, cross there with the middle of this crown part, and run until you hit the ramp and then throw.
Placing swarm grenade.
This should always land in the back middle of backside, clearing it out entirely, allowing you to then peek it from heaven safely. Now this next spot, we have 4 lineups from the same spot, right? They're all from this spot, and these spots will be 1 backside behind screens, 1 default, 1 back corner, and 1 perfectly in between screens and elbow. The first one, the backside behind screens, you're going to want to line up the arrow below your left click and right click. You're going to be looking right here, right? And watch what I line up with that. It's the bottom arrow, as I call it. Okay, you line that up and just left click, no jump. Then you have the first one that landed perfectly backside. You won't be able to clear this by yourself, but with a teammate heaven, it'll work perfectly. The next one, the backside, is you line up your left diamond with this, right? Where the dark color going up meets the dark color going horizontal. You line up your left diamond with that, and then jump throw. And this one clears backside, so any teammate pushing elbow doesn't have to clear that. So for the default plant, right here, you're gonna want to line up your left diamond with the tip of this kind of metal or concrete thing protruding out of the first one on the bottom. Line up your left diamond with that, and just left click. This will land default, assuming someone is either hiding there or you want to play post plant. I wouldn't suggest post plant. And the final throw, you're just going to want to line up your crosshair with the tip of this tree and left click.
Swarm grenade.
This one will land between elbow and screens. Now, these next 3 lineups are all from the same spot, kind of. 2 of them are on this potted plant and the other is just underneath it. The ones from the potted plant go on site. They go behind the screen's backside. And default, the default plant is you just line up your crosshair with this beam in the sky and just above this metal bar right here. Just throw that will land default. The next one is you line up the bottom arrow with this light, just the top of the light, right? You line up the bottom arrow as you see below. Just left click. Those will land default and backside. The default plant, I don't know how very useful it is, but the one behind screens on backside will be very helpful on executing a site if you know they tend to play there. Now this last one is, instead of on top of the potted plant, you're just next to it, and this will be an anti-op lineup. This will land right here on ramps for anybody trying to hold that angle with an op. You find these lines in the building, right? You see this one has a tip. The tip cuts through the line. Now from here, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and you go all the way to the left here, and you just left click. This will land right by ramp, clearing out anybody holding that angle. This final lineup on A is not a lineup that is done by itself. It is a lineup that is in combo with your ultimate. If you put your ultimate here in screens, it's probably one of the best ultimates you can put for an A retake. The only problem is it leaves a corner back here on A site. So this lineup, if you go between screens and heaven, sit right in this corner, aim just at the tip of this glass where it meets the tree, right here, aim that, jump throw, and this will actually... Sometimes it'll land on top of the bush, and if it lands on top of the bush, they can see it and shoot it. If it lands behind the bush, they can hear it, but they can't see it. And when you pop it, it will get them through the wall. The idea is that you pop this at exactly 4 seconds left in the Killjoy ult, because the molly will last 4 seconds. That will give you the most optimal time to either cook them or push them out of the corner to get detained. This section is going to be a bit short due to the tall buildings surrounding B site and B main itself having a roof. This is the best I could come up with. I hope you enjoy. Now these next lineups are for B site. I only have a few, 4 to be exact, but I think they are pretty helpful. First one is you find yourself in B heaven. You line yourself up just with this potted plant, right? Just up against the wall in this corner. And if you look, there's this box right here. You want to line your crosshair up with the edge of this box, the corner, the bottom left corner, and go just halfway between the box and the building. So right here, just to the left. And if you want to be more specific, you can see there's 3 shingles on this side and 3 on this side. You can just go between, just right in the middle of the shingles, and you just left click. And that will prevent a plant or be used as a post plant for both default and open. The next one is in alley. And again, this one can both be used as a post plant or a molly to prevent the plant. So you're going to want to look right here. This is where you line up the bottom arrow below your left and right click. Right at the bottom left of where your C and your mollies are. Bottom arrow, line it up there, and just do a jump throw. This will go over the building and just on site to clear, again, default and the open plant. So assuming you have the bomb planted in B open right here, okay? And assuming you're playing behind this box, by the way, if you're standing here, they can see you from B open. They can see the tip of your head. So if you crouch, back up until you can see the top right of this windowsill, right? Just keep crouching, pull out your grenade, and click, left click. And that will land in open, you know, as a nice little lineup and helpful. They'll of course know exactly where you are, but this assumes they already know where you are and you just need a molly to distract. Now with this, they will most likely see it coming and destroy it, but want to peek with it. So if you know they're on the bomb, you don't want to use this as a delay. You want to pop it and peek, right? You want to throw it as it's landing, right? You want to peek. And then when they shoot the molly, you shoot them. This one is a little bit niche, but can be used very effectively with your ultimate, because the only part your ultimate does not get is this back sight area. So if you stand right here, you're in B lobby, right? Line yourself up just in this corner. You line up your crosshair with the tip of this, right? Just the wall, you see where it kind of flattens out, where it jags in. Tip, the highest point right here, okay? And then you drag it down until your arrow is all the way in this piece of wood right here. So you line up here, all the way down, the triangle, the base of it meets the wood, and you just jump through. And this will land back sight and clear out that close left corner. And again, it's perfect to combo with an ult, because this is one of the few places where they can play if you do ult B site.
So this next lineup is a little bit different than the rest in the way that I have my util set up to also show this lineup. Now, with this lineup on A site, my util will never go off, but it lands on B default right here. You line up right here with these light tiles up against the wall. And then you aim your crosshair right at this railing, right at the corner of this railing, and then go up to where it's halfway to this second little post, right? So here, up, and then quick jump throw. As you see, when this lands, it not only gets default, but it gets a little bit of open, which it won't get all of it. They will still be able to plant here, but if they even plant it on the corner right here, it should stop them. Now, these lineups are going to be a bit odd and very niche, but I think they can be useful given the right circumstance.
The first one is if you're in this corner in mail, sit right here in this corner, you aim just where this line meets this line, right? Just here. And if you just left click, that will land right here just on the platform, just behind this lip, right where they can hear it, but they can't see it. And if you pop that, it will actually get this whole bottom area right here, plus behind this box. Then, from the same spot, if you line it up instead of on the bottom line, you line it up on this top line part, right? And do a quick run throw. This will land just to the right of this other one, but lower, and it will get this right cubby. In combo, if you use these together, which I would not fully recommend it. If you use those together, it'll fully clear out this area, and anybody in that left cubby will most likely burn to death. Find yourself in vents, and this one requires a little bit of teamwork. There's someone right here in the left cubby. You just sit in this corner, line it up, line your crosshair up with the bottom right of this vent, right? Just the bottom right here. Do a quick run throw.
Placing swarm grenade.
That will land in the left cubby, flushing anybody out. These next 3 lineups are all from just outside sewers. They have you lined up with this pillar, right? The great thing about this pillar is you cannot be seen from vents and you cannot be seen from mail. So you're pretty safe. The first lineup, if you line up your crosshair with the left corner, top left corner of this piece of wood right here, right? Top left corner here, and you jump and throw just at the peak of your jump. It'll go just over, landing in vents. That will clear out any op holding the vent area, and it should clear the back left corner as well. The next one, if you see, there's these boxes. There's 2 dark boxes, 2 light boxes. In the middle, there's a line between them. If you go down that line to the top of the wood right here, if you hold it there and do the same thing where you jump and throw at the peak of your jump, this will land in mail, and it should clear out the close left stairs angle and the close right mail angle. Last one from the final spot. If you look up at the wall right here, you see there's this writing, right? And there's this sign as well. See, there's this writing on the top left. If you line up the corner of this with the edge of the sign, right here, and just left click, no jump, that will land just outside vents to clear out the close right angle behind the box. These next 2 lineups, they are not very safe. As you can see right here, you can be seen from mail. So these lineups usually are going to be done while there is a wall up, right? These will still work while there is a wall, which is the benefit of them. So the first one is going to be to vents, which you just sit in this corner, and if you see way out there, there's this dark kind of square, right, on the wall. Just aim right at the top right corner of that. Left click. This will clear out vents if you want to rush it with the team as the wall drops. So if you look here, look at this garbage right here. Just like right this corner, right? If there's an angle, just down where it meets the floor right here, you put your left diamond there. And your left diamond, when you throw this should land pretty much always land perfectly just on the edge, just on the lip of mail, allowing you to get the guy close right, but also get the guy on top of the wall in mid, assuming there is a wall, a sage wall. Now, this next one also assumes there is a wall because, of course, you are very exposed to vent here. You want to lock yourself in right in front of the frog. Just aim your crosshair right at this dark spot. You see it kind of goes up and to the left right here. If you just left click, that will land to clear behind the box. Then if you were in market just over here, you line yourself up with this big pillar, right? Just run nice and easy, not too specific. You line up your crosshair with the dark part of the top of the roof, just right here, just the top right corner of this dark part. And if you throw this, this will also clear out behind the wall and behind the box.
Now, with the last lineups out of the way, if you ever need Killjoy tips or want to see these lineups in action, I stream semi-consistently over at twitch.tv/KrazzieFR. On top of that, I would really appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe to my channel since this video took a long time to make. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.